Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, go ahead, Jen. Good night.
Welcome back to Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.
Thank you, Mama. Yes. And I'm sorry about that. Our promo, it wasn't me this time. Our promo was bad. It was a bad promo.
Yeah, it just stopped.
I know. Usually we have a better button-up show, even though I know the engineer. I know. Well, and just real quick, we're going to talk about Harvey, but I think it's time we kind of share some great news with our listeners we've been waiting to tell them about. But before that, let's discuss some few highlights that from Harvey, the greatness that we've been able to see. So that being said, what are some of the great things or good stories that you were able to hear, whether it be something you know or personally know or something you saw on the news, Jen?
Well, just that, this nation is so divided and everybody's left and right and black and white and right and wrong. But as everybody has seen in the news, there's just been such an outpouring of support. But, really, us Texans, we stick together. And we handle our own.
True. Now, and of course, we need the federal assistance. We love that everybody throughout the country, the region, and even globally. I have some coworkers that are from India, and their family has, been reaching out to them, of course, to make sure they're okay, but also to just support them. So I agree. It's just amazing how it's moments like this and that really brings us together and spotlights how great our state is. And I know everyone thinks we have, some kind of, pride and, I wouldn't say it's arrogance. I mean, just, we're Texans. That's how it is. And it's not something that, whether you're on the west, east, north, south part of the state, we all have that, cohesive love for ourselves and our community. And I mean, yeah, totally. That's what I agree. I think that it's been phenomenal to see everybody and then some really come out. And I mean, even Louisiana, those Cajun Navy teams.
Yes.
And I, discovered some of, certainly some heroes in the office that I didn't know about that were, lo and behold, we're there because when the office opened to be able to come in, they were there. And I didn't realize till like yesterday that some of these have been having 2-3 hours of sleep because when they get off work, they're going out, getting their boat, going out and helping others. And it's just phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I even read about a task force from New York that's made up of some of their police officers and their fire department. That they were deployed down here to help with rescue efforts.
Yes, and it's just fantastic because it just solidarity amongst our country is just always great, and I'm so thankful for that love. I've had people reach out to me from Chicago and everybody just in California. People know, and I think it hopefully this will open the doors to people seeing really the love that needs to be spread and not really some of the animosity and some of the petty things, because I think we had to all find out, unfortunately, the hard way, the really true things that matter, right? So it's hopefully going to be just not only greatness for us, but for the whole nation, kind of like letting it heal and recovery efforts. So definitely encourage our listeners, right, to get out there and help. I know all the churches in the area have been fantastic. And the shelter and distribution centers, actually, there are so many available, of course, throughout Houston. But if you've got some people that want to certainly help or know a way to really get supplies, we encourage you also to look into the north side because we have so many opportunities. I know if you go on to like the Montgomery Courier, there's a whole list of shelters as well as some of the distribution centers.
Courier.
Oh, Conroe Courier of Montgomery County.
Yes.
Thank you. See,
Yes.
she knows everything. Yeah. So, you want to go on their website. There's, countless amount of shelters throughout the entire region, as well as distribution centers in the Montgomery County Food Organization. So you want to go there as well to get help and
Bank.
Thank you. Dang it. Montgomery County Food Bank. And I know better because that's one of the ministries at our church, but that's what happens when I don't write it down. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, so more or less, get online, check it with your online assistant, aka Google, and you can definitely get hooked up.
That's right.
And we are so thankful that you're tuning in to us. Again, we love to spotlight a lot of the organizations and leaders in our area. And today we've got it going on because we found something really cool. I found something really cool because Jen already knew about it. She's happens to be related to these gentlemen. I call them the railroad men. because they work at the railroad, not because they try to hitch a ride anywhere. Anyway, thank you. That being said, we've got Justin and Tyler coming up, trying to educate us not only on railroad safety, but I'm curious how you get in it. Like, how do you do it? And I mean, what exactly their days are like? Because to me, it's so foreign. Like, I see it on the side, and certainly we can see it here off 2854. And it's just really interesting, right? So that's coming up, listeners. You're going to want to stay tuned. So I think it's time that we tell the listeners our big announcement.
Okay.
Do it, girl. Do it. On this, yeah. I know. She's like, are you sure? Because once I say it, it's done. Yes. Go ahead.
On September 16th, our show will be extending to 2 hours.
What? That's me jumping with excitement.
We are going to be going from 8 to 10.
I know.
So you can get even more grit and grace.
Watch out.
You hear me, Amanda? That's for you, sister.
That is the cutest thing. I'm gonna record that, or I'm gonna I have it recorded, thankfully, but I'm gonna play that again and again. That was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. The way she said that, that's hilarious. Yes, Amanda, and for our other listeners.
Yes, our other listeners, but
Amanda's one of our avid listeners.
She is our loyal listener.
She is, and she's so awesome. She not only listens, she engages on Facebook. I mean, she is really one of the go-tos for giving us the feedback, and you can be too. Go on to Facebook, look us up, Grit and Grace Texas, and as you can tell, I mean, we connect, we engage with you personally, so it's not something where we're just like, yeah, we'll talk to you later. We want to know each and every one of y'all, so reach out to us so we can connect. And then yes,
she's commenting now.
Oh, is she? See, and so that's how you get your shout outs. That's how you get some love too, because that's what happens when you reach out to us. What is she saying?
Yay!
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we've been keeping it under wraps because we've got to get, kind of everything. And of course, Hefe had to know about it, make sure Hefe was good with it and everything. So we're so excited. And it's really because of the listeners. We've had such a great response from our listeners and just saying how much they love it. They wanted more of it. So
she said she's jumping too.
Oh, yay. Well, one of these days we're going to have a listener spotlight and bring her in.
Absolutely.
I would love it because, I mean, that's one of the things, again, for having such social media. We get to connect with y'all, know so much. And I know Amanda she's won some wine glasses from us, right? And
yes,
we give her shout outs because she reaches out to us, and you can too. So be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And of course, if you have some show suggestions or anyone you think should be spotlighted, reach out to us on gritandgracetexas@gmail.com.
That's right. That's how this show came about.
Exactly. So that's something that, again, 2 hours, a little bit more fun.
That's right.
Yeah, some more grit and grace, and definitely more time to spotlight a lot of those leaders coming in our community and some of the organizations. So it's going to be really great. And of course, the newest thing, in addition to the 2 hours, is you can catch us on we're on our city TV, public access, right?
Yeah,
so,
Suddenlink Channel 12.
Suddenlink Channel 12. We have the broadcast times on irlonestar.com, so you want to go on there. And it's just so cool being able to really just see everything explode so well. And, of course, we love being part of this station in the city of Conroe. We much love to Conroe. It's just been great. So we are so happy to be here and want to make sure we get all the intel from y'all, what you want to hear. So we've got a lot coming up this fall, many more guests. But if you know of anyone, please reach out to us on social media or via our email so we can make sure they get, a spotlight as well. So that being said, why don't you give us a little hint about these railroad men, and then we're going to take a quick break and bring those guys in.
What kind of hint do you want?
Oh, keep it good. Keep it on the up and up. No, I'm kidding. So in essence, you've known them, right? But how?
Their whole lives.
Their whole lives?
Their whole lives.
Hold on. So that means
that I'm the oldest.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, she doesn't look it by any means.
Okay.
But,
one of them is my brother.
Okay.
One of them is my cousin. They're both younger than me. I am the oldest grandchild, so I have known all of my cousins for their whole lives.
Look at you. That cracks me up because that reminds me of something Jack said once where he's like, I've known you longer than you've known me. I was like, how is that so?
Jensen says the same thing.
Because I was in your belly like 9 months. I was like, and then don't
Yeah.
get me started on what he was saying about with his knowing his dad even longer. I mean,
Oh my God.
let's just say inappropriate and
Oh, Jack.
inaccurate too. But again, trying to tell a little kid this, I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll just let it be because
He's not that little anymore, Mama.
he.
He's big 12.
I don't like it. I don't like talking about that. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Okay. Moving on.
All right, we're going to move on. Okay, so how about we actually take a break? Because I want those railroad men in here. I want to hear more about what we can do for safety, of course, but also just curious about exactly how they got into it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of curious about this facial hair that I see on these two. So
That's right. The bearded brothers.
we're going to have to kind of go off topic of, in addition to finding out safety, I want to also finding out maybe, some other habits that these two have to, grow this stuff. Not that I'm looking into that or anything personally, but, just curious because never get to ask somebody when you're in passing, right? All right, so we're going to take a quick break. You got to stay tuned. We've got the Railroadmen coming up next with us on Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Be sure to check us out every Saturday live, 8 to 9 on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Also on irlonestar.com. But more importantly, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear. Leave us your comments, right? Yeah. We want to hear from you, all right? Check us out online, too. Where can they find us online? Damn it, woman, that's what you're supposed to say, the social media. Grit and Grace Texas at gmail.com. Online, all our social media platforms are at Grit and Grace Texas. Be sure to connect with us, guys.